So the fact that there was a problem with the money made the quality of the relationship look worse, but the money wasn't the issue. The relationship was the issue. Am I making sense? The relationship was the issue. Now, and here comes the hard reality. If AI is a bit dodgy and you don't trust AI, it's because you don't trust yourself. If you have trust issues with AI is not the problem. You are the problem. I'm saying this again. When you're having issues with AI, whether you're still wanting to go there, or whether you are there already, or whether you're in a phase of implementing something about AI, if you have a problem with that, it's not because of the AI, it's because of you. We are told by lots of psychologists and quantum physicists and neuropsychologists and all these white blazer people that the world is like a mirror. It reflects your weaknesses. Your world, not the world, not the whole of the planet, okay? Your world reflects your weaknesses. And I'm thinking, what? How can my world reflect something? And according to the science, it's reflecting my weaknesses. And then I went into a bit of a deep dive. You know, that was one of the rabbit holes I decided to go down, because that I found quite intriguing. I found it's actually quite disturbing to think that if I have a problem with you, it's actually because of me. No, it would be okay with you. Then I came across the following. When, and I'm using examples only to make the point, when you have X number of people in your life keeping on treating you with disrespect, in other words, there's a pattern of a number of people treating you with disrespect, your world is showing you your weakness, which is you are not respecting yourself. When people keep on deceiving you and they keep on being scared about business or about whatever, they keep on making promises and they don't keep their promises. If that is a pattern in your life, I'm telling you today, you are the one not being honest and not being an open book and not acting with integrity. Because the world shows us what is bad about us within us. Bad, you know what I'm saying. It also does the opposite, by the way. So all the good and the beauty and the wonder that life can show you is also within you. My point being, be aware of what your world is telling you about you. Now, Anita, I must say that whenever I've shared this with people before, I have never been invited back. Because people don't like the truth. I'm thinking the truth shall set you free. That's what we want. We don't want to be burdened by stuff that we don't really understand. At least now we can understand that's why that person keeps on treating me with disrespect. Because I am not respecting myself. So that is good news, because it's telling me where I need to grow in my growership. So the world is giving me advice. It's giving me tips. It's giving me clues. It's constantly saying something to me. And then, when I'm open-minded, mature enough to accept that and to grow and develop myself as a human being, which takes time. 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 years, I don't know, but it takes time. I can guarantee you that the kind of result or feedback or reflection that you'll be getting will change. So we need to continuously work on our human relationships. And if you do not trust AI, it's because you don't trust yourself. And yes, there's lots of reasons for why you don't trust AI, but one of them is you don't trust yourself. Then I ask the question, how can you not trust yourself? I mean, you know what you are thinking. But guess how many times we say, you know what, I'm going to call that difficult client today. And then tomorrow you say, oh, I'm going to call that client today. And then the next day you say, yo, I mean, I was so busy. Yeah, good excuse, eh? I'm going to call that client today. So you'll remember, there could be reasons for that. But you know what? Your brain thinks you have lied repeatedly. So your brain would then think, yes, I know you are going to eat healthily again from Monday. Yes, I know. I've heard this many times before. You are going to join the gym on Monday. Yes, you said you're going to read that book on Monday. My goodness, I'm so glad it's Saturday, not Monday. And then comes Sunday evening. Tomorrow's Monday. Okay. So, what does that mean, ma'am, sir? If you don't trust yourself, what does it mean?
Like
It's
yourself
a
to
very
action.
simple lesson. Start doing what you say you're going to do. Start doing what you say you're going to do. And now, to take it one step back, be careful about what you say you are going to do. Because as from this moment, you are going to hold yourself accountable. And now I'm speaking to myself loudly and clearly. So think carefully about what you say you're going to do. So that at the end of the day, at least there's a mental checklist if you want to. Just mental. You're just going to go to bed with, I've done most of what I said. Or I've done more of what I've said to myself. And as time passes, you realize, I can trust myself. And guess what? Other people will also start trusting you. Why? Because what you sow, you shall reap. If you don't trust yourself, you always see the evil in another person. My wife sometimes asks me if I've got a business deal. She says, oh, you must put this in writing. I never put anything in writing. Because I trust that it will happen. I trust that it will never happen. Has it happened before that people said something and they didn't do it? Yes, it has. I've done work for company X and they didn't pay me. But that was once in 10 years. So that's not a pattern. But the moment it becomes a pattern, life is telling me, hey, Papa, you need to grow. You need to change. You need to start taking your thinking, your thought patterns seriously. Shall we call it a mindset about your trustworthiness, your willingness to be honest. AI is to be embraced. Now, just as I'm taking you back to the story of the friend that said to me, the finances is not the problem, your marriage is the problem. Because the finances became a greater problem because of the marriage issues, the relational issues. Okay? So if the AI becomes a bit of a problem, maybe there's something that needs work. Yes? Talk to me. So I decided last year, June, I decided I need to visit myself again. Because I mean, you know how it is in the rat race, yes? Hello, talk to me, I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. Now the bad thing about the rat race is even if you win, you're still a rat. But, okay. But it's just an expression, okay? So May last year I decided I'm going to have to make some internal changes. Because I've had, shall I call it, one disaster after the next. Maybe disaster is not the best word, but shall I call it, I don't know, not achieving success, not it, whatever. It was failed. Disappointment, and it was crying, and it was, and I spoke to God, and I blamed God for, really what. So I went all over the place because it was a terrible experience. End of August, the app was published and it worked, and he's still working like a child. Oh. What? It was